Come on.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the only podcast produced by three two-time winners of IMSA's Spirit of the Race Award. You're listening to the Check Engine Podcast, and we are streaming to you worldwide on whatever platform you want to listen to us on via our home base at anchor.fm. My name is Nick. Andrew and Tristan are here, but for the first time in, 27 months, they are not just on the other ends of the microphone.
He calculated the months.
They're on the other ends of the table. We're back in person, boys. What's happening?
Did you do that on the fly?
I did.
Wow,
that's deeply... See, that's why...
Quick maths, boys.
Yeah, no, I couldn't. I could
Quick
never.
maths.
Oh,
the energy in the room is palpable, though.
You sound so good in my ears.
It sounds
right
great.
in my ears.
Oh, look at this. We got the old setup. We got the mixer. We got the mics. We got the headphone thing. We got the
thing. Very descriptive.
What'd you call that? The headphone thing that splits the one headphones into multiple headphones. We are advanced. We are technologically apt.
Except for it took
listen,
about twice as long
no
to
one
figure
wants
out
to
how
hear
to put
it.
this shit back together.
We haven't done it in 28 months.
27.
It's going to make it longer every time.
29 months.
Yeah, it's been 30 months since I've done this.
By the end of this show, it's been
6
77 months.
86 years. We're on the Titanic.
How we feeling, boys?
Oh, I don't know. It's just a lot of emotions. It's just feels good. Feels right.
Tristan's got a nice little studio set up here now.
Yeah, we're all in the new studio with the fancy panels and the it's all prepared. We have the screen. We have multimedia interactive keyboards all ready to go if we want to pull anything up. We have everything. We have everything we could ever need.
All the way down to an orange backlight behind our monitor.
This is the Joe Rogan experience without DMT.
Absolutely. Look out, Joe.
That's right. Maybe we could try some of that.
We're coming for you, Joe.
Coming for Joe Rogan.
Yeah, why not? We'll stick
episode title.
We'll stick with that. And you can take that any way you want.
That's right.
Too. Also, it's multi-purpose.
It's good to be back.
What's new? What's new, guys? Besides the fact that we're back.
What is new? Nothing really that new for me, I don't think. I didn't see any cool cars. I didn't see anything except just like a bunch of Ford Mavericks, I guess, in the past week. I just saw like an absurd number of those.
Yeah, they've been around a lot all of a sudden.
Yeah, and then on top of that, I don't know if it was on purpose or not, but it seems to have directly coincided with the release of Top Gun Maverick.
Oh,
I've suddenly seen a bunch of unintentional synergistic marketing.
Is that car in that movie?
No, weirdly enough.
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
Wait,
I did see it.
Was it good?
It was excellent, actually.
Really?
I need to see that.
Yeah, I mean, I've become much more of your opinion, Andrew, about do I need to go to the theater to see a movie? Mm-hmm. And generally, I've got this set up here. I've got ours downstairs. We have a really put together movie, video, TV watching experience in this house. So generally, I'm kind of like, I'll just wait for it to come out on streaming, or worst case scenario, I'll buy the Blu-ray. But I want to go see this again on a bigger screen.
Double ultraplex.
Yeah, I saw it just at the regular Hillside screen, and I want to see it at like an ultra screen.
Yeah.
But I was too afraid of COVID to go sit with a bunch of people.
I mean, I totally get that.
So I found whether or not that's warranted or not, it's just something my brain is just not ready for yet. After 29 months,
32 months,
36 months of not going anywhere, it's a lot to get your brain around again. So we just went to the basically abandoned Hillside Cinema, which was great. We had our own theater. But,
Does no one go there anymore?
not
much.
Not at 9 p.m. on a Monday night for Memorial Day.
See, that actually surprises me though, because Memorial Day
Off day should be a big...
Exactly.
Yeah, it was actually like Wednesday this week or something too.
For those not from very specifically our little 12-mile patch of the world, that was the Hillside is the theater that was put in, I want to say, like right as we got into middle school.
Yeah.
And was the spot to go for everything because
Yes.
it was a movie theater and we were children.
Yes.
And they had an arcade. They had an arcade.
They had an arcade.
They did an arcade, and then since then, the Majestic has gone in, and then the Movie Tavern has gone in Brookfield, and now no one goes to Hillside
Because
anymore.
Hillside doesn't have actual food.
Right, and the Majestic
So-
has, like the player piano in the lobby and 6 million screens, and they're all the ultra screens
A
with
pizza
the tables
restaurant
and,
right inside, and
a bar, like an actual bar.
Yeah. So, it's now it was once the new hotness. It's now the, local small screen theater.
The old, not as hot.
Interesting. I mean, I haven't gone to a movie since I saw Arrival in theaters and thought, no, this is not an activity I want to partake in anymore. I hated this.
I would strongly encourage you, if you want to see Top Gun Maverick, if that is of interest to you in general, see it in a theater. I hate to say it, but Tom Cruise was right.
Wow, you believe in Scientology?
Not about that.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, about something else?
He was insistent that this movie come out in theaters. He would not let it release on streaming, and that delayed it by over 2 years.
Right.
So, but I think he made the right decision.
Well, plus all the box office records he's setting with it, too.
Well, and there's a reason. Like the cinematography in this is awesome, and I would never thought to say this about a Top Gun movie, but the acting and casting was really good too.
That surprised me.
So-
I mean, I'm all down for a good 2 hours of military jet plane 4K pornography. That's
Oh yeah,
totally
and
fine.
that's
Yeah, for
entirely what it is, and it's totally worth it to see it in a theater.
Yeah, that's what,
So-
that's what you got to have.
But we're not. What are we gonna call that? Movie theater podcast?
We're not a movie review or experience
Top
podcast.
Gun podcast.
Yeah, we're not a Top Gun podcast.
We are a car podcast, so we should probably get to more of the car talk. Tonight's episode topic, actually shout out to one of our listeners out in California, Sean. This was his idea. He actually sent this to us, a while back, but we figured
Too long ago.
it's like 43 months ago.
43 months, yeah.
But we figured this one's kind of time sensitive. We'd tie it in with what's actually going on in the world to bring this one out. But tonight we are going to be talking about yearbooks and graduation. He came up with the idea like, hey, you've got those yearbook awards that come out for graduating classes, most likely to succeed, class clown, blah, blah, blah. If you could apply that to cars, how would you do that? And seeing as we are recording now in early June, which is graduation season,
Dads and grads.
congrats to all the...
Oh, because Father's Day. And
Yeah.
I'm the only one who has a kid here. How about that?
and it's going to be their first Father's Day, huh? Did you just forget about that or what?
Yeah.
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 Now you get unlimited amounts of socks and ties you no longer want.
Actually, it's funny. My wife and I were discussing that today, how the tie thing is so passe, and don't buy me any socks. I bought too many socks the last time I bought socks, and now I have, brand new pairs of socks buried at the bottom of the drawer, and I keep finding them every now and then, which is nice.
My wife gets after me about, you have too many socks. I can go 3 weeks without doing sock laundry. That's wild.
3 weeks, is that all?
I mean, I haven't even tried to go any further than that. She ends up saying we got to do laundry because our laundry baskets are full of socks.
But anyway, right in the middle of the topic reveal, we veered way off topic. So,
Things happen.
yeah, we're not pros. But yeah, thanks to Sean, we are going to do a car yearbook award episode in honor of graduation season here. Andrew, you said you saw a bunch of Mavericks. Does anyone else have anything outside of our main topic to touch on, to get to?
I want to show you guys this picture. This is a new Ford, okay? That's coming out, a Ford SUV. I just want to show you this picture, and you tell me what the name of this vehicle is.
I know what it's not.
Yeah.
The Mustang Mach-Q.
Mach-Q. No, that would be a good guess.
It's not a Flex either.
It's not a Ford Flex, though.
But it is.
It's exactly the Ford Flex. Remember when they made that big shit stink of, we're getting rid of the Ford Flex, doesn't fit in our SUV plans, just to bring it back. That is the Fusion Active Wagon.
So it's a Flex.
It's a Ford Flex.
It's a Ford fucking Flex.
It's a whole Flex, and I don't know. I mean, it just. I've said for a long time that the way Ford does stuff does not make any sense to me. I don't understand it, and I think they're just trying random shit, and none of it's working. And that really seems to be, again, what this is, because they already had a car that looked exactly like this. Maybe it would have been a little bit bigger than this will end up being.
Yeah.
But it had a cult following.
And remember, nobody facelifts a car smaller.
Right.
So
that's true. Either way, I just feel like kind of like Toyota with the Venza. Ford had the Flex, and it was good, I suppose. People loved it, is the important part. And so when you see those on the road, it's probably the original owner. They probably put a ton of miles on it, and they don't want to get rid of it because
there's no replacement.
Yeah, there's no actual replacement. And Toyota brought back the Venza, and it's just nothing like it at all, the original car. And this is going to be the same thing, and it's just like, ugh. I hate it.
Ugh.
That sucks. Just don't take... Whatever. No one's going to listen to us on this anyway, but...
No, I know. But I just want to see something come from Ford and not go, okay.
Well, I mean, good luck with that.
Yeah.
But I feel like, whatever. I feel like that... I do have a downer on Ford. Yes, we all know this to be true. But it's not that I don't want to like them. It's just that they took away everything I did like and replaced it with things that I like less. And the Mach-E looks better than I thought it would on the road. I will say that.
It does work in person.
It looks great.
Which is a surprise.
But I'm still kind of anti calling it a Mustang.
Yes.
That whole thing. So even in stuff that they've done that I ended up liking in the end, it's still weird along the way. And why can't they do something like, I shouldn't say this out loud, but like a Ford GT where it's like everyone liked that. You know what I mean? Like the Fallout meme.
The Fallout meme. Everyone liked that.
Yeah. And not that they should bring back another GT, but do something different that everyone likes. And it's not a goddamn Bullet Edition Mustang, you idiots.
Because there's another one of those coming.
They're redesigning the Mustang, so clearly that's going to happen. And I know I saw some tweet somewhere about how they were. No. This is what it was. They are looking for input on what to call their special edition Mustang. Now, for the next generation, the first one. The catch is, and this is a real humdinger. This is a unique opportunity to name something that no one else has right now. It's just an all black version. I'm like, help us name this. No.
Look in the...
Wait, so they're asking us to help?
Yeah, that it's. I don't know if they're doing it on social media or whatever it is, but they actually have put a call out to help them name an all-black Mustang, and I think you're kind of an idiot if you try to help them, because why would they ever...
I wonder if there's any vetting process at all.
Well, yeah. I mean,
what's to
clearly
keep it from being Musty McStang face?
No. It won't be. It won't be voting. It's not
I hate that.
It's not
hate that so much.
It's not a voting situation. It's a submission based thing.
Oh, okay.
You gotta come up with something real cool.
It's just gonna be
especially
like
for black. Like how many? Like midnight carbon. Like
yeah, it's just gonna be something like that.
Blackout. Okay.
Corvus.
Is that a crow reference?
A raven. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. But yes.
Is that a JoJo reference? I mean, it's just dumb. I don't like that social media stuff anyway, because I feel like it's all not clout chasing, but relevance chasing.
Sure.
And if you don't have an Elon Musk to say that the economy is going in the toilet, this is what you do, I guess. And it's just that's
Not
maybe
real
overly
journalism.
cynical. Yeah, maybe it's just overly cynical. Anyways, I don't like that either from Ford. So
Andrew doesn't like what Ford's doing. No news there.
shocker.
Hey, Tristan, anything on your end?
Not really. I've been not traveling a lot, so I haven't seen a lot of things on the road because I haven't been on the road. So,
well, I was traveling. I went down to the Indy 500 last weekend.
Oh yes, of course.
Me and 325,000 of my closest friends, I think is what it came out as. Man, it stung.
It stung.
That one stung. We did. I mean, just to walk people through Scott Dixon's
tell them what happened.
month, or we'll say week. So the week prior, he won the pole for the 5th time in his career with the fastest pole speed on record in 106 years of running the race. He led 98 of the 200 laps from pole, during which time he passed the late Al Unser for the most laps led in the history of the Speedway.
Mm-hmm.
It was all going to plan until his last pit stop with 23 laps to go. Pit road speed is 65 miles an hour. At the first speed trap, like right at pit entrance, they clocked him at 66. So he got a pit road speeding penalty, had to drive all the way down the front stretch through the pits at 65 while the rest of the field went 230, and he ended up finishing 21st.
You hate to see it. You literally hate to see it.
And our seats are right by pit entrance. So like as everyone's diving off the racetrack coming down into their pit, we can see him coming, and he locked the fronts, let off, hit again, locked all 4, and was kind of sliding, kind of squirrely, and he hit that cone, that trip line, and my buddy Brian, who was with me, goes, I don't think he made it. And 10 seconds later, the PA, speeding penalty for your leader. I was head between my knees for a good 5 or 6 laps.
Oh.
Like I was just ready to leave.
That's brutal.
Like he fucking had it. There was
really
no
brutal.
one there who could touch him. That's like 3 years in a row now. He had the best car on race day, and something goofy happens that just completely messes him up. This one was on him, and he admitted it. But stings. He won one in 2008. I thought we were going to just rack up a whole bunch of these.
I mean, the 500 is clearly a tough race to win.
It is crazy.
From the probable best driver in the history of the sport.
Yeah. Well, you think it like even someone like Mario Andretti has only won it once.
Sure.
Yeah,
exactly. Right.
And he won it early on, too. He won it in 69, and he raced until like 1994.
Yeah. It seems like
he didn't win it again in almost 30 years.
It's crazy.
It's almost like the better you are, the less consistent you are at the 500.
Yeah.
So, I mean, look, big picture, it was a really fun weekend. Congrats to Marcus Ericsson, not trying to take away from his win at all. He was in the top 5 the entire day. Like, he just capitalized on other people's mistakes, got himself in the right spot, and then held off for a 2-lap dash to the win there. It wasn't overtime, but they did kind of go NASCAR and do a green-white checker because of a late caution. They put a red flag out with 5 laps to go. So it literally was green-white checker. And Padua Ward took a stab at it on the outside going into turn 1, and Marcus just made it stick and held him off and gets his first Indianapolis 500 win. Dixon's teammate. So, Marcus saves the day for old Chip Ganassi. But
Old Chip.
But yeah, man, I was bittersweet over that one.
Yeah, so that's
like,
rough. That's roof.
But there's always next year, right?
True. Very true.
So on to the next one, Road America this coming week. So Cars and Stars that we just saw 2 weeks ago at the Speedway will be up there at the National Park of Speed, and I'm taking a short week at work, so I'll be up there Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's going to be fantastic. Hopefully the weather holds off. But
yeah, of course.
Always a question mark up there, though.
Yeah.
But it's not an IMSA weekend, so it's not guaranteed because we're there.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Well, I don't want to knock on wood because that's the table.
Yeah,
and you will deafen the poor listeners.
So I'm not going to do that.
Do not.
I'll just knock on my head instead.
It's a sonorous table.
Yeah, for sure. So
fine Polish pine.
Oh, Lord.
So, anyways, you want to get into this? You want to start trying to hand out some yearbook awards?
Yeah, I think so. I'm just looking at my notes here, see if there's anything else that's worth talking about, and probably not really. Just some other new stuff like the terminology that bothers me, like neo rugged for the new the new Honda.
Oh, the Ridgeline?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
What could that mean?
It's not the old kind of rugged. It's the new rugged.
But does it mean...
It's
whatever.
not flannels and cotton duck. It's,
Quack.
nylon and more nylon.
Sure, polyester. Yeah,
Yeah, so-
it's moisture wicking.
yeah. It's not Paul Bunyan rugged. It's Bear Grylls rugged. It's neo rugged.
Okay, all right. You know what? I'll actually buy that.
Bear Grylls rugged, so that means you stay in 5-star hotels when the cameras stop, and then they drop them back
Just
in
the
for
way
the next day of
just
shooting.
the way he dresses. That's fine.
That is a fantastic idea. I never understood the hate for Bear Grylls doing that. Obviously, you'd want to do it that way.
If you're filming a TV show, yeah.
Yeah. What the hell? What do you think he lives like that? What are you talking about?
But it's not authentic, man.
No, it's a TV show.
Hashtag authentic.
Definitively. Whatever.
We're
All
getting
right,
off
clearly we need to get it. Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting off topic again. So, yeah, guys, how you want to start that? Wait, before we get into it, do you want to remind everyone how to find us on the socials?
Sure. Find us on Twitter at CheckEnginePod.
On Instagram at Check Engine Pod. Stay tuned for more of our rainbows that will be dropping through the rest of June. We'll give you a little taste with Andrews. I'm getting some input from a few other people, so I might have some fan rainbows as well.
Hey,
that's awesome.
Got some more coming. I have not forgotten about Instagram. I'm just trying to drip feed what content I do have across the month of June. Because it deserves to be celebrated the whole month, not just actually a couple days before before June.
Yeah, we jumped the gun a bit on that, didn't we?
Well, but that's...
We were excited.
it
We were
is what
excited.
it is, yeah.
It was a good time.
And you can find us on Facebook by looking up Check Engine Podcast. You can like, share, direct message, post, poke us. Does anybody poke on Facebook anymore?
I think that's no longer a thing.
I believe it is a thing, but you can't do it to pages. You have to poke people. Can't poke corporations.
Well, don't poke me, but you can.
Haha, silly. Don't poke me. Don't do that.
You can get in touch with us on by looking up Check Engine Podcast on Facebook. Give us episode ideas too, like the one we're doing tonight is a fan submitted episode idea. So we are starving for content ideas all the time. So we will most likely try to make whatever topic or idea you suggest work. We'll figure it out somehow. So. Now to get back to Sean's idea, how do you guys want to frame up this whole yearbook thing?
I mean, I don't understand the question. Like we know there are a bunch of awards that you can or are most often issued at the end of the school year. Classic awards, teacher's pet,
Most likely to succeed.
yes, most likely to
Best
succeed.
smile, class clown.
Sure. Let's
Our
see here.
senior yearbook, and I went through it to look,
Oh, did you?
had best butt. How inappropriate is that?
Who won?
I don't remember. I have to go look at it.
Go get it.
Claire won.
What?
My fiance won that.
She had it in her yearbook too?
It wasn't officially in there, but she heard that people voted her that.
I honestly don't have a response to that.
Yeah, me neither.
She actually just told me that today or yesterday
there
when we
are-
were talking about this episode.
Official and unofficial awards.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh no. Oh my.
I guess when I said when I was asking how we frame it up, like who is eligible? Is it any car at any time? My initial idea was usually in the late summer, early fall, when a school year starts, is when the new updates or new model year vehicles come out.
It should be cars on sale right now is what it should be.
Any car on sale, regardless of when they were produced.
Yeah, I mean, I stuck to, like you said, model year 2022.
Oh, I got no
Because
I see
they're
what you're asking.
graduating
Yeah,
and
yeah, I see what
2023 is starting to replace them now.
Okay.
So
No, I didn't think of that wrinkle. I just assumed cars on sale because I didn't think of in the terms of graduating. You guys are too advanced for me.
My input was an advanced USB device. It was not just a microphone. You remember that?
That's an inside joke for those of you listening. What I will say is looking up awards, not having been in high school for quite some time. Kids these days are very silly.
they always have been.
Yeah.
it just gets more apparent the further you get from it.
There was one list I looked at that was just had a giant section of Marvel, I guess / DC based awards for like, oh, who's most like the Human Torch and who's most like Spider-Man and who's
it's
most
all
like
superheroes.
Spider-Man.
other Spider-Man and like, first of all, that's too many Spider-Mans.
That's way many Spider-Mans.
Almost died. The one thing I did want to ask, the one thing that I do remember from our yearbook, is that there were group awards.
Yes.
There was like cutest couple.
Yes.
Best bromance. That's two guys but friends. And what do we do there? Can we do group awards? I feel like that's really hard.
I didn't think about it, but as soon as you said it, I actually kind of had a couple.
Oh well, shit.
Yeah.
Okay. How about that?
It's like, huh.
All right. Let's name awards in cars. What did you match? What have you matched up?
Well, you want to start with the group award since Tristan just brought it up.
Tristan. Yeah.
So
Tristan
the group
starts off here.
award. What was was it bromance or which group award did you think of?
Yes, it was bromance. And it is between and this is the one that popped to mind, and it's literally as of 30 seconds ago. So feel free to judge this. It's just when Andrew said it, I was like, this. And it's actually the new Jeep Wagoneer / Grand Wagoneer and the Grand Cherokee L, because they're all 3-row SUVs.
That's true.
That are all Jeeps. Why did they make all of them? But you know that there's gonna be that stereotypical, like, because bromance is also kind of full of rivalry as well.
Sure.
So like they'll all go to the same Jeep meetings, and commiserate, like, look, I've got the 3-row one, and then they'll secretly, but like the Grand Cherokee's better off road, or the Grand Wagoneer's like more luxurious though.
And they're also, what I've noticed, Tristan, is that this is actually a good one because they're always in the same ad. Like, it always shows the step up. They're always on screen together.
They're always together.
Sure.
Always hanging out.
All right.
With a little bit of rivalry.
See, now
like, he's the sporty one, but I'm the smart one.
Now you're convinced. Yeah, that argument convinces. Yeah, all right. Now I see what you're doing. Okay. No, I get it.
So the fleet of Jeep SUVs wins best bromance in our yearbook.
You can just do all of Jeep.
I mean, I guess you really could, yeah.
The Wrangler's like, wait for me.
Yeah. On the road. Meanwhile, as soon as it goes off-road, it's like, later, dudes.
Later, bros.
Okay, I like that. I'm quite into that.
Quite taken with this.
Okay. The fact that I didn't think about like release dates or meant that I picked cars that aren't actually in production but are like they exist in the world but are not being actually
that's
produced.
okay.
It's fine.
We always prepare differently for these things.
That's true.
So back to that again as well. We're back to in person and back to one of us
back to screwing it up,
interpreting it differently. It's not screwed up. It's just interpreting it differently.
I also all right. So I'll start with this. Maybe it's just because we all like it so much, but also I feel like the auto world, quote unquote, also likes it a lot. For teacher's pet.
Okay.
I picked the Kia EV6.
Yes, I agree with that.
Because it's been crushing reviews. Like
crushing
people are
reviews,
getting blown away.
And
by
it checks all the boxes for like what the quote unquote industry wants right now.
Yes.
It's a new EV design that doesn't scream, I'm a Toyota Echo with batteries instead of a motor. It looks real and it looks good, and yet it's still an EV with modestly good range and everything else. It kind of checks all those boxes.
Yeah, true.
So yeah, I like that one. I hadn't come across teacher's pet as a category.
I guess I think that would be one of the underground awards, because I don't think you can call kids that anymore. It's probably offensive in some way.
That's one of the unofficial ones now.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. EV6 is the teacher's pet.
I think so.
I can see it. I think that's a good pull. I am going to get one of the classic awards out of the way. And this was actually a tough one for me to decide. I felt like there was 3 maybe finalists for this, but I'm gonna nominate most likely to succeed. Now this is coming from the context of, I took it where 2022 model year cars coming out last fall, and like which ones are most likely to live on.
Yeah. Yep.
And my first thought was, just because, like Andrew said earlier in this episode, I'm seeing them all over the place already. The Maverick.
Okay.
They're freaking everywhere now. But I think I landed somewhere different, and I'm going to try to pitch you guys on this.
All right.
I don't know how this is going to land. I think my most likely to succeed for 2022 graduating class is the Kia Carnival.
Huh.
Okay, explain.
Well, right off the jump, everything that Hyundai Kia does right now seems to be turning to gold. You already mentioned the EV6 as a teacher's pet. You saw how well the Telluride went over.
True.
You see how good the N-Line is going for Hyundai. What did they just announce? They sold their 10 millionth car in the United States not that long ago.
Some huge number.
All I know is, oddly, I guess the Santa Cruz is selling like insanely well.
Yes, I'm not
Santa
surprised.
Cruz, I've been seeing a lot of those too, by the way.
Yes, I have seen a lot of those.
I really am starting to like that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I like it. I mean, we discussed this before, but I like it. I don't like it enough to trade in my car and get one.
Oh, right, clearly.
Because I've got a lot of the same capability except the open bed. But everything else, if I didn't have my car, I'd actually be seriously considering one. It's not enough to get rid of mine to get it, but it is a lot. I like it a lot.
It's very impressive.
So those reasons, plus the fact that I think Kia is doing things, or Hyundai Kia Group, they're just doing things a bit different. They're kind of reimagining what you can put into vehicles and how you can present a vehicle. When we sat in the Telluride at the Chicago Auto Show, remember when they used to have auto shows? How much stuff.
Lots of stuff.
I've never seen that many USB ports in a vehicle before.
It's insane. And with this Carnival, it's got the silhouette of it. It essentially is a minivan.
It's a van. It's 100% a van.
No, it's an MPV.
That just stands for multi-person vehicle.
Multi-person, multi-purpose.
I don't know what it stands for.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Many-peopled van.
and
multiple
Kia,
personality vehicle.
And Kia hasn't specified exactly what it is, but they just say it's a van with luxury SUV capabilities. So it's like a bigger crossover.
We need to start recording these as well, because we've got to get Andrew's faces out to the masses.
Doesn't even mean anything.
I think it's going to land really, really well. There's going to be a whole new generation of, new young families coming up that are just going to glom onto this thing. And I think this is the car that's going to live into perpetuity.
I weirdly think that you have a point there. I feel like there is going to be a pendulum swing on the SUV versus van thing.
I think it's already here.
And you know what's weird? By the way, one thing that I did notice that I forgot to mention at the top of the show, from years back, more than 47 months ago, I said, you watch as this SUV thing happens. Who's going to save hot hatches? Women.
Yes.
Absolutely true. I've seen everything in the hot hatch class driven by women way more than men. Veloster N, GTIs, GLIs, WRXs of all colors.
It's not even hot hatches. It's the sport compact section.
That whole thing,
entirely.
all of it.
Yeah,
the SI and the
and it's not
Type R.
not just young women.
No,
I've seen 3 gray-haired women driving WRXs, and I was like, "Yep, you know what? I hope I'm that cool when I'm that old."
It's happening. Listen, it's real. That continues apace. That was a wild diversion.
But you're right.
Yeah.
You're 100% right.
And I think that you're talking about that. I think that there's going to be this swing back to the minivan. It's already happening. I mean, I've had 2 or 3 friends who, as soon as they were like, I'm going to have a family, the one of the women in one case and the wife in the other 2 went out and bought a minivan. And
I think it's around the tipping point of
Before
Kid
the-
2.
Yep. But before
these are right at Kid 1.
Interesting.
Bam.
and
minivan.
before the children are even here, it's just boom, we got to go get one.
Yep.
Yeah.
As
Well,
as soon as they were pregnant, minivan time.
we had to finagle the bagel with the Tucson hybrid. We had to wait for it to come out
Yeah.
to get one.
Yeah.
I want to say it was only a couple weeks before we actually had our baby, because we looked at the Kona once we had the stroller.
And you're like, this doesn't fit.
Yeah, and we're like, oh, okay, nope, it's not happening.
That's a big nope.
And now looking at Konas, it's like, the hell is that? That's like the size of a Pop-Tart.
Pop-Tart. I was eagerly awaiting what the end of that sentence was
I
gonna
know,
be.
and that distracted
And
me because I was like,
I
this better
was
be funny.
simultaneously
What's the analogy going to be here? I was waiting on bated
I was
breath.
simultaneously amused and disappointed somehow.
I'm sorry.
The size of a Pop-Tart.
Yeah, I was very intimidated there.
Oh, looking at him.
All right, so Andrew, what? We'll circle back around the table. No, Tristan, you started.
Yeah,
I'm
he started,
sorry.
he started.
I'm
Yes.
used to Andrew starting these things. So Tristan, what's your next award?
I actually wanted to submit another nominee for most likely to succeed.
Okay, we can do
yes.
that.
Or
Yeah.
from a different school. Everybody can win.
Yeah,
But
that's the way things are now.
yeah.
Everyone's a winner.
And actually, it's the F-150 Lightning.
That was
Yeah.
another one of my
Yeah.
finalists, but I can't bring myself to think like of electric vehicles as the stopgap versus the long-term solution. That's the only reason why I didn't pick it.
Yeah, but I think it's going to be around for long. Like, things will change eventually, but during the era of the electric vehicle, the F-150 is going to be the electric truck.
And more importantly, I think what's going to happen with the F-150.
And they're going to make it forever.
Well, they're going to make it forever, and they're going to make it for... There's going to be F-150 Lightning guys. And maybe they got drawn into it by the name. Maybe they actually like the capabilities of it. I did see a funny thing on Twitter. It thinks it can charge itself. It cannot. But I don't know who figured that out or how, but God bless you, sir. You plugged it into itself and didn't die.
It didn't explode.
Divided by 0. Ended up with no truck at all. Just in a parking lot in a smoking hole.
Yeah. So, but I think that, I think there are other competitors in the space that are interesting. I follow a couple, because it's me. I follow a couple social media accounts of guys who are using, have purchased, have not been given one by Rivian.
Sure.
Have actually purchased an R1T and are doing it, using it for all sorts of stuff. There's a guy who's got this ridiculously complicated solar panel rig and is off-roading with it for weeks at a time, and then this other guy who's towing the family camper with it, and since COVID started, him and his wife are working remotely, and the kids are all schooling remotely, so they haven't been home in
52 months.
let's say 52, 53 months.
Yeah, however long it's been.
And and he's going on about once Rivian was available, what a great truck it is for towing a camping trailer, because you end up at campgrounds that all have power, so you never pay for gas. One of the biggest issues with towing a trailer around is how much gas you have to pay for, and it's not the case with this. And
That's actually a really good point.
and it tows really well. It's not a really big truck, but it tows really well. And I think that the Lightning has a lot of the same abilities. It doesn't have the cool party tricks like the little pass-through storage compartment and the I can put a camp kitchen in my pass-through storage compartment or whatever. But it's got the Ford, most importantly, once they train everybody, it's got dealerships everywhere.
Yes.
Dealerships everywhere, a support network, a service network, a sales network. They're going to sell a ton of these to fleets, that kind of thing. So to me, that was why, I think electric pickup trucks are actually a pretty good idea in a lot of certain circumstances. But I think the Lightning is going to be the one that's going to stick around unchanged the longest. I think you're going to see the Rivian R2T sooner than a new Lightning, for example.
I would agree.
And
I think it's just going to make... I mean, when you talk to truck guys during Truck Month, there's...
all year.
They have a thing. They're a crew cab guy. They're an extended bed guy. They're a short bed guy. They're a 4x2 guy. People who love trucks love a thing about a truck.
One thing about the truck they have.
And that's absolutely going to happen to the Lightning. And people are just only going to want to buy that for the rest of their life.
Yeah. Yep. So
I mean, of the electric pickups, it is my favorite. Like I said, I just can't. It's maybe I'm just the last one of the party, but I just cannot picture electric vehicles in general being that long-term solution for green mobility.
I think there's a lot of stuff.
So that's why I didn't pick it as most likely to succeed. I love it.
There's a lot of stuff that changed I don't want to diverge too far, but there's been a lot of stuff that's changed my opinion on that recently, with like mainly the new battery technology. Like the motors are always going to be an issue, but they're even getting better with that. But they've got iron-based batteries and potassium-based batteries and all these other batteries that are not requiring this super intensive lithium extraction, and they're higher capacity, faster charging with simpler and cheaper materials, and that kind of thing. And that's what's actually kind of leaned me towards we might see battery electric vehicles around quite a bit longer than I had originally thought. Because I didn't think, and we've discussed this before, that lithium is sustainable. You're going to run out of it at some point. So
it was always insane.
To predicate an entire transportation civilization on lithium.
Right.
Iron, got tons of that shit hanging around everywhere.
Yeah,
it's like you can turn the old cars into batteries. It's like
that is interesting. So, but then not to get a little deeper into it, I guess, at what point is it just a different technology fully?
Right. And I think you're still going to get, I think for a long time, you're going to get cars that you plug in and then you go places.
Cars be plugged in.
The things in between those two things are going to change a lot. But you change out, like in the manufacturing process, you just put a different battery pack in it and everything else is the same.
Yep.
So I think you can get something like the Lightning to stick around for a while, even if 10 years hence it's gone through 2 different battery chemistries since then, or whatever.
True.
So
which shouldn't matter theoretically. Anyways.
Yeah. So we've got a Kia Carnival, we've got a F-150 Lightning. Andrew, are you
most likely to succeed?
Are you a tiebreaker, or do you have your own nomination?
I have my own, but I guess it doesn't really count in the. if we're doing most likely to succeed, I was gonna pick the GR Corolla because as anti it as I am. I think that there is no question that whatever measure you want to put on success for that car, it will definitely exceed it, and probably already has, because I guess they don't really exist, but I don't think anyone's taking orders anymore. I don't think anyone can take orders anymore.
Yeah, I think they're backed up above their eyeballs at this point on that thing.
One day we're going to have to talk more about Toyota being smart enough to just have Subaru develop all their shit for them. And or BMW.
Yeah.
That GR is why there's no STI. This is why, 100%.
Yeah. I think so.
That's so smart.
Yep.
Anyways.
So we've got GR Corolla, we've got Kia Carnival, we've got F-150 Lightning. Listeners, of those 3, what do you think is most likely to succeed moving forward? Or do you have your own nomination? We just told you how to get in touch with us on the socials, so let us know. So Tristan, you just did most likely. Andrew, you're on your second award.
I am. One that I saw that I thought was interesting was Meme Lord.
Meme Lord.
And I suppose you would have to have that in a school of today. And it's just really hard not to pick like any Tesla, just like throw a dart at a board and pick a random Tesla.
Right.
So that's what I did. And
so I did.
And I mean, clearly it's Model S, right? Like
yes.
you can't outstrip the meme. And in fact, I think there's a very convincing argument to be made that if there are not continuing memes, whether it's their cars burning up or rowdy teenagers crashing them in autopilot at 200 miles an hour, or Elon Musk saying, telling everyone to come to the office and also the company's going to shut down or whatever he's doing on Twitter, freaking out about he's got a bad feeling about the economy. Thanks, buddy. Is there brand energy in Tesla? Is there brand equity in Tesla without him? And
nope.
It's impossible to say. That's what drives it. That's what drives the entire ecosystem, and that is the Tesla. When you think of and Tesla, even though the Model 3 has been a pretty successful car on its own, you're just thinking of the S the whole time.
Well, it's funny because I actually had Tesla for a couple of the other ones that I found, which were one was Twitterati, and Chatterbox.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, I mean, that would have been, either of those.
Yeah, it's that all kind of fits. Meme Lord, Twitterati, Chatterbox.
Well, we could also do there is another contender that I had for Meme Lord, which was the new Subaru Toyobaru 86
Yes.
BRZ.
Yes.
And that works, I think, the same way because, again, in my opinion, that car does not exist if it isn't for the meme of people telling you how good that car is. I do not think that car is good enough to support itself in any way.
I think that's fair.
Did you see that they're getting a spec racing series starting next year?
I did.
Yeah, that's what they're for.
Yep.
Yeah.
It only took a full generation for people to start playing. But that to me is part of it, right? A spec racing series would be part of those companies telling you, no, you do want rear drive, you do want a parcel shelf, you do want no back seats and Prius tires and all the good stuff that comes with that car. Memes.
A parcel shelf.
That's what it is.
I know that's what it is. I know what that is.
Memes, Jack.
May's. I actually saw that one as we might be pulling from the same list.
I didn't see Twitterati, so.
Oh no, okay.
But it was Google result 4.
Something, yeah.
Yeah.
But one of them was also on mine was Meme Lord, and I actually chose the new electric Hummer.
Ooh.
But outside of me hating it, is anyone talking about it even?
I mean, it kind of comes and goes as
those crabs in the commercial seem
Crab
pretty
mode.
yeah, that's what I mean. Like
They seem pretty impressed.
all that vehicle is memes.
Wait, hold on. There's a commercial for the Hummer that uses crabs.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that, but I don't really watch a lot of TV.
Is it Crab Rave?
Crab Rave?
No, it's
Crab Battle.
So
No, you remember the song Crab Rave?
So
I do.
I'll set the scene for you. They follow crabs up from the beach, and they go across the road, and they end up in this driveway. There's a big crowd of crabs. What do you call a bunch of crabs? Is that a name for a group of crabs? Anyway,
Crab Rave.
Crab Moot.
Crab Rave.
they are in this driveway, crowded around the Hummer. And LeBron James is in the Hummer, and he puts it in crab mode, and Crab walks it across the driveway as Missy Elliott is playing in the background. That is the commercial.
Tell me that's not a meme, Lord.
I just don't. I mean, I guess.
There's from the beginning, Hummers have always been meme Lord vehicles.
That is absolutely
And then you
true.
add this, which is an electric crab walking Hummer, and it's just memes on memes
just
on
makes
memes.
me sad in my heart though, because it feels like the misappropriation of memes. Like, why would it be LeBron James? Why would it be a Missy Elliott song and not Crab Rave? I know you can get clearance for Crab Rave.
You're the king of sending me things on YouTube that don't make sense. You should love this.
But okay. Be that as it may, that might be true,
Irrelevant.
and it might not be true. $99 Panasonic Blu-ray.
Exactly. Stop it.
But that's funny. It's stupid and funny. This is just stupid.
Like the Honda Element crab commercial
Your favorite car.
was better.
Stop. How many cars have crab commercials?
At least those two.
Are you serious? What was the Honda Element one?
The I pinch.
Oh, yeah. What? What?
You haven't. I'll send it to you.
I peach.
I pinch.
What the hell? What is this?
No pinch.
This is an uprising. What's happening right now?
Things that Andrew hasn't seen.com.
Are you shitting me? There's more than one crab-involved car commercial in the past century.
There's at least 2.
What the hell? I really wish we could watch this on the air. But obviously we can't. Okay.
16 years ago.
16 years ago. Oh, man.
It's been 17 years.
How many months is that?
Oh, math. It's math
a lot of
months.
That many months.
It's, at least 100.
Oh, right. So
well, while we're
digging into that,
While we're doing this.
I'll nominate another
Yeah,
award
please,
here just
save
to
us.
try to get us back on track. I'm going to go with another classic award. I'm going to go with Class Clown.
Oh.
And I am going to nominate the... Where did it go? It's the Rivian. I'm going to nominate the Rivian.
As class? Okay, no, wait.
class.
He's going to explain it.
Because it looks goofy.
Well, I mean,
Well, hold on though. There are many ways to interpret this award, and some of them are bullying, and some of them are like a class clown would be something that everybody likes, right? Idealistically.
But it seems like everyone is pretty on board with the Rivian. I mean, we don't like
That's
it.
a good point.
And it looks kind of plucky with its weird headlights in the front. And
I'm not like against it. I just thought it was really funny that people were talking about this car as if it actually existed, and it didn't for 2 full calendar years.
Or 24 months.
Or 24 months.
That's quick math. But now it exists. It's out in the road. We've all seen it on the road.
Yeah.
And it's just this weird, kind of cute, plucky looking thing that everyone still seems to like a whole hell of a lot. So the Rivian R1T is my class clown.
Interesting.
it actually matches up with one of my criteria for class clown, which was like the class clowns in our school were never the most popular people.
Correct.
They were always the ones trying to make a scene to be a little more popular.
Yes, I would agree with
But
that.
they did have a following nonetheless.
Yes.
So it wasn't like a total loser, and it wasn't the cool kids.
I just love this.
Somebody in the middle.
So the Rivian is not a Cybertruck, but it's not an F-150 Lightning.
Oh,
There you go.
okay.
So along the same lines, I'd actually chosen the Bronco. Because people seem to like it, but not as many people as the Wrangler.
I see.
But it's not the new Defender.
That's interesting because while I didn't have the reasoning that you did, the solid reasoning that you did, I picked the Nissan Z
Yeah.
as class clown
Okay.
for this reason. Class clowns were generally people that were liked by a certain group,
They were well liked.
but they were also
not
people
super
that were
popular.
hated by other groups.
Yes. Agreed.
And I am definitely in the latter for the Nissan Z. But, I mean, people seem to have... that car has staunch supporters, and they think it's the best thing that's ever made, and they think it's the best thing that's ever been designed, and they think it's the most clever piece of technology, and they are swearing up and down and sideways that it is the last manual car that will ever be made. It could be, but that's fine if it is. And, it's just... it's kind of for clowns, and...
It's 4 clowns. It's not 3 or 5 clowns.
No, it's
I give it 4 out of 4 clowns.
FOR. It is intended for the use of clowns.
Intended to be used by clowns.
Yes, exactly. It is. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong with it. Maybe cool people will drive the Nissan Z.
He almost couldn't get that sentence out. Did you hear it?
Maybe cool people will buy it.
Maybe
cool people. I just kind of don't see it.
that was a good batch.
That was a good batch.
It lined up nicely.
Yeah. That's good. Who else has got an award? Who else has got a...
Let me see here. Some of these were just completely bizarre. Instastar. I mean, you could do car awards for those, but it's just kind of like, oh, it's going to be somebody's Fair Lady Z or something like that.
Right, exactly.
Instagrammable cars. Someone's Rolls, I guess.
Right.
What about most likely to become president? And or...
World leader of some
Correct.
kind?
Many awards of that various title.
It's got to be something stately, I guess.
I'll tell you what I said.
What did you say?
I said Corvette C8.
To become president.
Yes.
He just did that to make Nick angry.
No. Here's why. This is actually something that happened. There's one thing that happened to me. Last week, I was driving into work. On the way in, for some reason, I followed a C7 basically from my neighborhood all the way into downtown Milwaukee.
Okay.
Who knows why?
Because they were going to downtown Milwaukee.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Neat and very nifty. On the way home, I followed a C8 basically from the doorstep of work all the way out here. And the C8 is way cooler in every way. It sounds better. It looks better. It looks like it rides better. You seem way cooler when you're driving it.
And if we're talking about quintessential Americanness,
Yeah.
It's not super high on the list.
No.
Because it's got a bunch of imported ideas, if not actual technology.
But what is America if not a melting pot?
Well, that's what I'm thinking. It's kind of one of those things that, the most American person sometimes succeeds more than you'd think.
Sure.
Because they're pulling in all these other ideas. And I think that's, especially once you broaden it to other, just who's likely to become world leader.
Right, yeah.
It pulls in, especially when you go to that level, it pulls in, Americanness, it pulls in Europeanness, it pulls in, a bunch of different aspects. Nesses.
He said it pulls in your penis.
You're a penis. Europäische.
Oh no.
Go back to German when the English fails you.
That's right.
And it's something that could potentially have broad appeal in a lot of places.
True. But yes, I also did do it to annoy Nick.
But also this.
And I
Water on a duck, man. I don't care anymore.
Given the head-to-head comparison, I was honestly surprised at the difference because, driving behind the C7, you're like, oh yeah, that is a pretty cool car. Like, it sounds decent. It looks good. The old man walking down the street standing at the red light leaned over further to wave at the guy in the car. And then we continued on our merry way. And then I was behind the C8. I was like, oh my God, it's so much better. It's just everything. And I really like that car anyway, so.
Most likely to be president.
Yeah. Of my heart.
I don't know if I have a rebuttal. I didn't have time to think about that one. That wasn't one I considered for the recording here.
Well, that's all right. I mean,
I'll have to get back to you on that.
All right.
It is kind of interesting, though. I have to say this, that you give me shit for not wanting to call it a Corvette, but then earlier in this episode, you said you couldn't bring yourself to call the Mach-E a Mustang.
I said I don't like that they chose to call it that.
Well, I don't like that they chose to call the C8 a Corvette.
But they did.
But they called the Mach-E that as well.
They called it the Mach-E. You see, that one has an abbreviation. You can't get around it.
The Maish.
The Maish, that's right. I had one other one that I prepared for this. I only did 4 just because of time. And this one was kind of a joke. Be the first to Mars. I was going to say Tesla just because Elon's going to fire one up there at some point.
Wait. Sorry, I just saw a concept picture of the Dodge Hornet. But first one to Mars, yeah, you'd obviously have to be
Tesla, right? Yeah, okay.
No one look up the Dodge Hornet. Absolutely cursed.
Public service announcement?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to do it.
Don't do it at 3 a.m.
Don't do it at any time.
Yeah, that one's just kind of tough because it's going to be that. Unless you want to make some obtuse backwards argument about it being a Ferrari because red planet.
Who would be the first to claim the red planet for their own car dealership?
That's right. Yeah, there's got to be a Mars Ferrari.
Like a Mars red Ferrari?
No. Well, yeah, also yes, very much yes.
But yes.
So like either a Ferrari dealership in Mars, Florida, or B.
That's Jupiter, Florida.
That's the same shit.
Wrong planet.
Fuck. Son of a bitch. Or just a that would be what they would call it. Because the red planet. No.
Yeah, I mean you could.
By the way, if no one's done this is my fucking idea, and don't you dare take it. Patent pending.
Trademark.
All of it.
You heard it here first. Tristan,
SM. Serial mark.
Tristan, you got any other awards that you want to nominate? Do we have any superhero ones? They're doing this now.
I couldn't bring myself to do it, but if give me some time, give me an example, I'll be able to think of something.
I don't have one. I'm just scrolling through my awards list.
I don't, and I wouldn't know what to say. I have not genuinely not watched a Marvel movie since Iron Man 2.
I just watched the Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness or whatever.
I tried to watch the first Avengers movie, and I didn't. It was like noise. It was like turning on static. I was like, no, not watching this.
Not great. So, well, just for example, for the listeners, you could nominate your car superheroes. So, the Incredible Hulk, strong and smart.
He's not smart. The Gray Hulk is, I guess.
The Flash,
Smart Hulk.
fast and quick-minded. Superman or Wonder Woman, always save the day. Batman, fearless and just. Iron Man, tech-savvy. Doctor Strange, bizarre sense of humor.
Be real. Also a magician, but whatever.
Also that.
It's just a straight-up magic guy.
Luke Cage, dependable and bulletproof. Would that be a Wrangler?
No.
No, they're not bulletproof at all.
G-Wagon.
Yeah,
G-Wagon.
there you go.
I was just discussing.
Just got one.
I was just discussing G-Wagons.
Got one. There it is.
Why? Are you going to upgrade?
No, God no, no. If you see enough of them, and you realize who's driving them, suddenly I like them a lot less. I was kind of obsessed with the whole like, hey, they took this military truck and managed to somehow parlay it into some luxury SUV.
But nobody cool drives a G-Wagon.
Right? No. And in fact, some less than entirely cool people.
Sounds like there's a story there that may have to go on when the mics are off.
Yeah.
There's like they are kind of a celebrity. They're a rapper's car,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
More so than an Urus?
More so than an Urus over a long enough timeline. Now, what's important to remember about the Urus is that for a 2-year period, that had to be the most popular car in Hollywood by 1,000 miles. Now, what happened when those leases expired? Is anyone's guess.
Right. So this would be a funny one to hear what listeners come up with. Aquaman, best swimmer. Which car?
Man, Aquaman sucks.
You're more of a Namor guy.
You know what? That's actually true. But it's not time for that now.
Not a comic book podcast.
I mean, you'd have to make some. I don't know what cars have been crashing in the ocean lately. Pretty sure that's a Lambo, dude.
All of Porsche, it seemed like, when that one ship went down.
That's
There
right.
you go.
Porsche.
Best swimmer, Porsche.
Now they're the king of the ocean.
Lord of the ocean, please.
Sorry. Yes. Ocean Lord.
That's funny. It's definitely Porsche.
Just seeing Jason Momoa down there in one of them.
That could have been a commercial. I can't wait to watch this crap one. Well, I mean, someday we're going to have to figure out how to do, like, audio in a way that doesn't get us banned off the platform.
DMCA takedowns.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well. Did anyone... like I said, 3.5, because the Mars one was kind of cheating. But just for time's sake, I didn't pick any more than that. Does anyone else have anything?
I was intrigued by one of your suggestions and then couldn't figure out an answer because I hate them all.
What you got?
Best smile. The best front grill. And I was like trying to figure out what I liked. And
Not BMW.
It's hard.
well, the funny story.
Oh, no.
Funny story.
Well,
So
he says funny story.
Damn it,
Andrew
I was
goes,
going to make
"Oh,
a joke about not having seen Nick Ron, him having bought a BMW. Let's do that next week.
yeah, okay.
Okay.
But honestly,
Refresh.
I was actually impressed by the refresh for the 2 series because they took the idea behind the giant stupid BMW grill and made it regular BMW grill sized. So like in the anthropomorphization in my head that's going on, like that car started out as having a big stupid BMW grill on the front of it,
Yeah.
and then it got braces and graduated, and now it's hot.
So that would be the current generation
2 series. Yeah.
It's not. You're right. It's not.
Yeah.
End of the world horrible.
And they made it look like a BMW again.
Right.
Which that's what struck me about it.
It looks like an E92.
But even that, I don't love it. It's just better than it could have been.
Yeah, that's
which
true.
is underwhelming. So I didn't really find anything that, like, I think that you mentioned Best Smile in the chat, and I was like, yeah, I love that one. Like, car grills are so interesting. And I spent like an hour going, nope.
My vote for that was going to be the new GTI.
Really?
Yeah. Like I said, the parameters of new for 2022 updates that just came out. Not like of all time.
No.
But yeah, the new GTI I think looks pretty badass.
I think it looks kind of sad.
Well, I disagree.
Obviously.
Not like sad and pathetic. I think it looks triste. Single tier.
Oh, really?
Yes. Stoy triste. I would say best grill. I would say we've talked about this before on the show. The G80, the Genesis G80. It's a nice, strong, striking trapezoidal.
See, I like
mesh.
I like their original grills from the first gen Genesis.
The first and second, yeah. Those were
now they look like Lincolns to me. Like I just don't.
Do you know who I give props to for grills? They just stick to their guns.
Mike Jones.
Yeah.
It's a rapper. I'll tell you later.
I actually knew that.
Did you?
Yeah. It's not. It's a surprise. I'm surprised myself, but I actually did know that. But no, Mercedes. Like every once in a while they come out with a stinker, but pretty consistently they keep a consistent design language, and they always somehow update it to make it make sense in the current car environment.
I think that's fair.
But it's eminently recognizable from now to 30 years ago, and it's not just the emblem. You could take the emblems off and be like, oh yeah, it's a Mercedes nose. And
I told you guys
it's at least consistent, which I appreciate.
That's true.
I told you guys I have trouble like thinking about Mercedes now because I don't get it. Like I don't get who Mercedes is for other than people who bought Mercedes before.
Then how do you buy your first one?
That's kind of my actual question.
That's the point.
How indeed.
The new SL is cool, actually. If I was in the market for something like that.
But who's in the market for that?
I don't know.
A V8 convertible. Foolishness.
People? I don't know.
Extravagant capitalism.
Yeah, exactly. Rich old white dudes.
But, so I guess really the heart of my question would be, if you were shopping for what do people shop for this? A mid-size SUV, what would ever possibly lead you to choose Mercedes or not to choose Mercedes, to start to look at a Mercedes? Like, what point are you starting from in terms of your personal wealth, your desire for a car?
So is
like, what leads you there?
So are you looking? If I had to try to walk it back, you're starting. You're at like a Lexus phase or like in that kind of range.
Sure.
You're looking at a Lexus, and Acura's maybe even a little bit too low. You're at Lexus, maybe BMW, and then in your head you go, well, I mean, for only this much more.
Sure.
Per month or whatever, I could get myself into one of these Mercedes, and let's go check it out and just see.
I think it's a mindset thing too. Like once you hit a certain tier, you're looking at a BMW, Mercedes, or an Audi.
Yeah.
And if you kind of want the cool techie brother, you buy the Audi. Mm-hmm. If you want to be Nick, you buy the BMW.
Hey, come on now, low blow.
You've cured yourself,
dude. So Claire and I met my parents for dinner a couple nights ago, and we parked a ways away from the restaurant. We were just walking through the parking lot, and there was a white BMW SUV. I told myself, don't look at it.
You don't want this. Don't look at it.
I don't want it.
Did you look at it a little?
Nope, I didn't.
Did you look at its butt?
At first,
as I went by,
car butt.
At first glance, I saw I'm like, nope, don't look at it. Don't even do it.
Are you still experiencing these feelings?
No.
If you're experiencing feelings of BMW,
I'm forcing myself not to.
That's tough. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry for your personal loss.
So anyway,
but
Tristan,
then-
if you
but
want to
then-
be like me, you
Yeah,
get a
no, I mean,
BMW.
if you're into business, you get a BMW, and then there's like this group of people who are Mercedes fans, even if they haven't owned one, and I feel like they aspire to. And
Thanks, Lewis.
And those who that's who you're getting, and it's the
No.
people who are into the engineering and the build and everything like that. Like and again, maybe you're not one of those people. I'm not myself either. But it's the people who were really impressed when the guy was like jumping up and down on the S-Class's doors. Like
I get,
like
but
that kind of like if you want this German sedan that's built like a tank, you buy the Mercedes. You know,
But
like
do they even make cars that way anymore? And B, surely this is like a 70s, 80s mentality that shouldn't be applied to cars that are made in current year, whatever that happens to be.
I don't know, build quality matters to people.
I guess, but are we saying that there still is a noticeable build quality difference between Mercedes and we shouldn't be talking about this.
Having investigated none of them, I can't answer that question for you. But
whatever.
but I do feel
Way
like
off
that's.
topic.
But I do feel like that's where that comes
You
from.
might be right.
The German car fans silo themselves based on perceived differences between them.
Fair enough.
So
Anybody else got anything yearbook wise, or should we think about wrapping up here?
Yeah, I think
yeah, wrap it up.
that's good enough.
Well, it's good to be back in person for the first time in 61 months.
Feels good. Feels
Yeah, 62 months is a long time.
Yeah, 63 months. I can't believe we made it this
It's
long.
unbelievable. We made it 64 months.
So crazy. So crazy. But awesome, folks. If you liked the way this one sounded, now that we're back in person for the first time in 65 months,
Smooth.
make sure you go hit that subscribe button on whatever platform you're listening to. It's free. And you'll just get notified of any new content that we put out. Also, be sure to leave us a review. That'll help us with the old internet algorithms, preferably a good one. And if you'd like to contribute to this podcast monetarily, you have two options for that. Thank you so very much in advance. You can go to patreon.com/checkenginepodcast or our homepage at anchor.fm/checkenginepodcast has a donate button right up there near the top by our logo. So thank you very much for that. Who or what are we shouting out before we shut the mics off, guys?
I got an easy one this week. As we sit here recording this, tomorrow is my wife's birthday. So
Yeah.
It's funny because that was mine, but we missed it late. We did so as of May 28th, it was my wife's birthday.
Hey.
So I was going to shout her out as well.
well, that's totally fine. Two people can be born. So
I think
happy
there's a
birthday.
funny thing coming up here. I think.
keep
first
going.
birthday as a mother. Big year. Big
Awesome.
year all around. Yeah, so
Happy
I
birthday,
love
Meg.
you and all that good stuff.
Tristan?
Yeah, very much the same as we know.
He
So-
loves my wife too.
Yep.
So it gets
We all do.
Everybody loves their wife.
cookies.
It's true.
Sunset Grove cookies.
Yeah.
So this is funny. I also need to shout out my fiance, whose birthday was on the 27th.
That's right. That's right.
They all stack up
They
every
all
year.
stack up. So yeah, Claire, happy birthday. Love you. I also want to shout out again Sean Johnson for this episode topic, by the way.
Indeed.
Fair.
And I want to call out Joe Rogan. We're coming for Joe Rogan.
Yeah, we're back. We've got our orange backlights behind the monitor. We are professionals now. Look out,
What
Rogan.
a
I'm
declaration.
gonna name my band that "Coming for Joe Rogan."
And with that, let's get out of here. We love. Oh, what is my fucking?
Oh, he forgot
outro?
his sign off.
Oh, forgot to sign off.
We love I can hear the cadence, but I don't know the words. I'm tuning out by that point. 'Cause I usually gotta
Thanks
pee.
everyone for listening. We love doing this for you, and we can't wait to do it again. But until we do, take care.